Snowflake, Arizona. I grew up on a farm and ranch, seventh of 10 kids. I was in construction for a while. I was a school teacher. I'd never done network marketing, kind of had a negative opinion about it. Anybody relate to that? I didn't know much about it. Of course, didn't know anybody who had succeeded at it and all that. It was just something that I had stereotyped, to be frankly honest. And anyways, long story short, I was praying for a long time to get my wife home from work. I never thought network marketing would be an answer. We've got 4 kids, and the time we had 2 kids, it was about 8 years ago we started. The company's about a year old into network marketing, 2010. And never in a million years thought network marketing would be an answer, but it was. And guys, it wasn't easy. It's in some ways, in some ways it's easier than physical work because I grew up doing construction, building fences, hauling hay, that kind of stuff. But in other ways, it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But of course, there's no such thing as a free lunch in life. Okay? And you can't treat this like a lottery ticket. There's a lot of principles and skills and things you need to learn. But if you take the time to learn them, if you get out of your comfort zones, they say comfort zones are beautiful places, but nothing ever grows there. If you get out of your comfort zone and you're willing to, and the thing about it is we have amazing products to sell, an amazing opportunity. And after a few announcements, I'm going to introduce you to John and Patti Worre, who are amazing people. I met them in Phoenix. I don't know how long ago that was, Patti, but it's shortly after you joined LifeVantage. You'll have to tell us how long you've been in here in a little bit. But guys, John and Patti, their son is Eric Worre, who owns networkmarketingpro.com. GoPro wrote the biggest selling book in the network marketing industry called GoPro. You can still get it at any time. And they're actually right now, they're on their way to the network marketing event of the year in Las Vegas that's held every December. They're going to go watch their son and thousands of network marketers from all across the world and all different companies. It's a generic event. And there's from 6-figure earners to $1 million earners going to be teaching and training how they're building network marketing in the 21st century. It's a $187 billion industry. It's grown over $30 billion in, I believe, the last 7+ years. And people are looking for something different. The industrial age is over. Things aren't the same as they used to be. And that's why network marketing is growing so much. And it's not becoming a nasty word. I'm so grateful for them and their son, how they're professionalizing the industry. And before I say any more about them, I just make sure that you're registered for South Carolina. In fact, I went to a 6-figure earner conference Eric Worre did. I think it was the first one he did actually years ago. And one thing he taught me blew me away. He goes, you will make about $1,000 per person for every person you have at a major company event. And it blew me away. It was almost dollar for dollar what he said. And so the events are critical. The events are critical. I haven't missed one in 8 years I've been doing this, of the major elite academies and convention. Okay, look at it as an investment instead of an expense. But just in case their video, since they're driving, goes out, I want to give all the opportunity we have to the Worres to speak. And so again, John, I believe, has been a pastor, and they used to live in, correct me if I'm wrong, but Minnesota. I don't know how long they've been involved in network marketing, but they had opportunities in other companies, and all of the companies, their son, by the way, Taylor Worre, also joined our company on corporate level. Their grandson, Eric Worre's son. And so one thing that I want you guys to talk about tonight, John and Patti, is kind of your journey, a little bit about your background and what you did before network marketing, why network marketing, and then a little more specifically your vision for network marketing and for LifeVantage, and why did you pick LifeVantage out of all the companies you could have chosen? So again, thank you so much for joining us on this call, and guys, John and Patti Worre.
Well, thanks. Thank you. I think you kind of covered our history pretty well there, and your memory is good. You're accurate. Um, we we are of Norwegian extraction. My wife is 100% Norwegian, and my dad was Norwegian. And one of the things about Norwegians is you want to be a little careful about handing a microphone to one of them, because you could end up with trouble. There's a story about three guys that were sentenced to death by a firing squad. It was a Frenchman, a Norwegian, and a Swede. And they gave each one of these guys a final request. And the Frenchman chose the traditional cigarette and the blindfold. The Norwegian asked if he could make a speech. And the Swede asked if he could be executed before the Norwegian made his speech. That's the reputation that the Norwegians have. At this point,
I don't believe a word of it. Might have cut out. Can't hear you right now.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. You're good now. You're good.
Can you hear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We've been in network marketing one way or the other, on and off, for over 50 years. And we go back to some of the pioneer companies. The only one I don't think we were ever actually involved in a bit from a business standpoint is Amway, which everybody else was. And Amway is the one that, gave this industry or profession the kind of image that it's got. Get invited to a secret meeting, and all of a sudden somebody's drawing circles. And we at the very beginning, I'm turning corners here. We're in Kingman right now. In the early years, there was a company called Holiday Magic. Glenn Turner. Anybody that's my age probably heard something about it. He ended up going to prison. It was some of the things that went on in those days were abusive. That front end loading thing where people were encouraged to buy a garage full of whatever it was that was being sold. And we got involved in a company called NSA, which was a similar situation. And but the thing about network marketing is the basic fascination of it is this duplication and it's fascinating. And over the years, we are $1 million earner. We have always generated and support our family with network marketing in the ministry for 34.
Cutting out again a little bit. We're having a hard time hearing you.
Well, we're going through some mountains here. Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
Can you
Keep
hear
trying.
me? Get over this next crest here. Maybe it'll be better. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, and I'll just explain to everybody while he's going. Guys, they were generous enough to do this even while they're driving to that big network marketing event. So little technical stuff, but really, really appreciate your time, John and Patty.
Are we there now?
Yep, you're good. Go ahead.
Are we good? Okay. Network marketing is a wonderful phenomena. We've always loved it for two reasons. Of course, the income that it produced, but the relationships that developed and the development.
Well, I'll just keep talking until you guys are back online. I apologize, guys. We thought for sure in Kingman that there would be plenty of service. but I'll just keep going, and unless he gets able to get back on. So,
He shut off the
John,
video.
Are we on now? Did we lose everybody?
okay, you're good again. Try that again.
I think we should be good now. We're past that pass, and I see a lot of open country ahead of us, so we should be all right. In any case, what our experience has been nothing but good. We've gone through a lot of the bumps and the hard spots in the road over that 50-year period of time, but our profession today is a remarkable opportunity for almost anyone. People that there just aren't any barriers. There's no barriers. I mean, good grief, I'm in my 70s now, approaching 80, and just, oh my goodness. Now the other phone was ringing, and we're supposed to be retired, and that brings me to LifeVantage. LifeVantage is the best we've ever seen. We've never seen anything like it. We are extremely happy to be unretired again and involved. However, we do. I'll let Patti tell you. We've got a deadline to meet because we do want to retire sometime. So I'll let Patti take over.
All right, thank you, John.
Okay, here I am. Now it's my turn. Network marketing is my passion. And by the way, can you hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
I don't know if you can see me. Okay, there we go. Network marketing is my passion. When I got involved at the very beginning, which was many years ago, I just fell in love with network marketing because that's exactly what we've done all of our life is network to our friends. And so because of that, I found it so easy to do, and it accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. I got my friends involved, I got family members involved, and they loved working with me. And I loved working with them. I got to choose who I worked with. And so we ended up starting out many years ago, changing people's lives. It gave them hope. It gave them an ability to be able to stay home. And there were so many reasons why we did that. It's because first off, I had 5 children, and I needed to provide for them, because when we were in ministry, we never took a salary, and you needed to take a lot of thought in that. And so we ended up doing some incredible things with the network marketing, and not only did the products make a difference in our lives, but we made money. And we lived a lifestyle that was a little extraordinary. Well, that got into our system, and then once you've had success, and once you've tasted what it can do, you just kind of are there. And throughout the whole years, I've experienced every kind. But the biggest thing that I liked most was consumables. And as John said, we tried and tried to retire. We thought we were done. We retired actually several times because it wasn't the money that got us back into the game. It was what you can do with the money. And we have several causes that we are passionate about. And I've got a big cause in Africa with working with these children who are in the refugee camps in Sudan and Uganda. And what a better way to spend your money is with these children and that are waiting for somebody to help. So when you have causes like that, it's easy to go out and share what you can. Well, when I was looking for something this time, sat down with my oldest son and I said, give me a couple ideas of what you think I should be doing. And he laid out 3 of them for me. And one I said, no, that is not what I'm going to do. And one was more into exercise. I said, well, no, that I don't relate to that. I should, but I don't relate to that. And then he talked about LifeVantage. And he said, I've been on this product for a year. And or whatever the amount was. And I said, well, tell me a little bit about it. And then he said, well, Glenn Jensen's involved. And I said, well, okay, that's a big deal to me because I knew the Jensens, worked with the Jensens, and I knew their character. So that was exciting. I'd worked with Glenn Jensen, I worked with Darren Jensen, and I thought, okay, I like that. And then he told me about the product line. I thought, this is interesting. So then he said, of course, Taylor has just gone with the company. And of course, I like working with family. And so then he said, normally you have somebody's always pursuing you to join their company. But this time I got to look in, I had 3 tires to see which one I wanted to enroll me. And I talked with them, interviewed them, and then I chose a leader. I chose somebody that I thought I could align myself with and start to work with. And then I did. Now, excuse my voice.
And she just hit Pro 5. Congratulations, Patti.
Thank you. I've been at that volume plus much more than that for a very long time. But I got a fabulous gal who just came on board. I mean, she is fabulous. And we've been working really hard. And we've been on the phone to try to get her to Pro 5. She just about made it in her first 2 weeks. And but she'll be making it next month. So that's quite a story. She'll actually probably in the first 3 weeks she'll be Pro 5. So we've been on the phone a lot, and I'm in the car here on the phone with her, and she's just dynamite. And so we've got a whole bunch of people who are so excited. They've come in, and you get excited when you've got people who have been in network marketing. Thank you. She just was on the phone today, and she kept saying, thank you for being there for me and for bringing me to this company. It's so exciting when you've got people who have experienced the LifeVantage experience, the experience of a company that their customer service works for them, who is happy to be a part of them, and who also, you get the product right away. And she had not experienced.
Patti.
She had not experienced somebody working on her behalf. I got other people. Yeah. Do you hear me?
Sorry, it was cutting out a bit there. And actually, we've got a question.
Okay.
The question is, how do you make your network marketing passion? How do you make that passion someone else's passion?
Well, you know what? When you finally realize that you've got something that can change somebody's life, it's really simple. I found out a long time ago that it really is a better way than having to leave your house and go out and work tables and serve people that way. I would rather serve people by saying, got something for you. It may or may not be for you, but let's try it. And when they catch it, oh my goodness, they get it. When they get it, it's a light bulb comes on and it's there. When they see that you are working with them, for them, they get excited. You know, I don't want to get on the stage. I'm not one person who cares to get on the stage, but I want them on the stage. I want them to succeed because it's so important to me to watch them rank, because I don't need to. I don't need to. They do. Because, you know, like I remember Eric has said this many times, but how many times do people ever get applauded? Maybe at their high school graduation? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to know that they're appreciated. They need to know that there's some hope down there along the way. And if you can give them a gift of something beyond what they're existing right now, that there is something for them, boy, it's so great. And so it isn't a bunch of hype. It isn't a bunch of maybe. There really is. It's simple. It's simple. Just get them going. Get them their first check, and boy, they're hooked. They're hooked. And when you've got product that can change their life, and they get some relief, or they get their hair being as good as their hair is. Oh my goodness, I love the hair product. And we're trying to grow some hair on my husband. So we're just trying to see if there's a new crop coming, because he's always had this full head of hair. So we're just trying that out.
Well, and we know if
we like it, you know.
We know if your son Eric starts growing hair, we know what's happening then.
Well, you know, even when he had some hair, you know, when he shaved his head totally off, I said, you know, white guys do not look good with bald head. And
well, Patti, just for the sake of our recording, we try to keep this to 30 minutes. Would you guys be okay staying on a little bit after the recording and answering questions?
Sure.
If not, it's totally okay. Like, I understand you know, we so appreciate your time, but
yeah, we're just right here driving in a car.
Okay. Well, I already got a comment on here that said you guys are adorable, so you're already loved by our team. So. I'm just going to give a couple of announcements. Actually, I'm going to give an announcement, and then I'm going to ask you guys one or two more questions, and then we're going to stop the recording, and then you guys stay on afterwards. Everybody on the team, stay on, and if you have a question you'd like to ask the Worres, something you've been struggling with, something that you need help with, that if I could just overcome this, kind of think of those questions. Before I forget, though, I want to make sure I make this announcement. My wife is working really hard and is doing a special promotion, kind of Christmas promotion for the month of December. And there's going to be drawings. There's going to be product given out. There's going to be drawings for daily business activities every single day. Like tomorrow, there's going to be invites. So for every invite you've done in the month of December up until tomorrow is included, for every invite you do, you'll get put into a drawing. And then every day there's going to be a different thing. And the best thing you can do, I won't go into all the details. She just did a Facebook Live today. But if you go to our team Facebook page, it's called Believe, B-E-L-I-E-V-E, Believe. You can see it there. Everything we do, we're going to post there. We're getting ready, guys, to travel, to go on the road. Another great thing about network marketing is you don't have to stay at home and be tied to a job. We're actually selling our home. We're getting an RV, and we're traveling the country. We're homeschooling our kids. We have no idea how long we're going to be gone. I still can't believe we're doing it. I'm a farm boy. I'm a flake. You know, I'm a flake from Snowflake, Arizona. If a flake can do this, anybody can do it. And but go to that Believe page. Watch us as we go around the country. But for this promotion, look at what's going on every single day. Tell you're welcome to copy and paste to your other Facebook pages, but we'd love if you got your other team members on there, so we can help them as much as we can as well. So Believe, and your upline should know about it. So the only other announcement I have is, of course, there's the Eric Worre event going on right now, or it's starting this week in Las Vegas. There's some people who didn't have a live ticket. There's actually a streaming ticket you could get. You can go to networkmarketingpro.com and learn, and there's going to be 20 hours of six-figure earners to $1 million earners, and how they're growing their businesses in today's economy and today's environment, all of that kind of stuff. In fact, there's actually two of LifeVantage distributors going to be there, six-figure earners and multi-million dollar earner. Michelle Poe is going to be speaking on the women's panel, one of the women speakers, and Tyler and Tasha Daniels, some of our Pro 10, some of the founders of LifeVantage, helping us go into network marketing, are also going to be speaking as $1 million earners. So you can go and see how much it costs and everything on networkmarketingpro.com. Watch the streaming. And I think it's also going to be available for 2 weeks after the event happens. You can watch a recording of it. It's like if you can't, if you're working and all that kind of stuff. So networkmarketingpro.com, GoPro book. And then the other thing I wanted to say is get registered for South Carolina. It's going to be the beginning of February. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be beautiful over there. Come see us in our motorhome. We're going to be in our motorhome over in South Carolina when that comes. We're working our way. We're going to stay in the southern U.S. in the wintertime, go north in the summertime. And we're going to help as many people as we can. If you have people across the United States, let us know where they are. If we're in those areas, we'll do our best to go and see them. So without further ado, the last question I have for you before we stop the recording, Patti, is what is your number one favorite thing about network marketing, and what is your number one favorite thing about LifeVantage? Go.
Well, my favorite thing about network marketing is people. I just love people. I love the relationships because, I just love relationships. I love cultivating and meeting the new people that come into my life. Like, for example, I didn't know you 6 months ago. My world gets expanded by the most incredible people that come into my life. I just love that. It expands my world to be a better place. And LifeVantage products, oh my. Well, it is the NRF2. I like that because I'm going through a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm working on some health challenges that NRF2 has really helped me with. But I sure like the hair care. I do like that. I'm cheating.
Oh, speaking of that, I did forget, guys. Don't forget that the hair care is officially being launched on December 17th. So, get together launch parties, tell your team, make a big deal about it with people who you want to share it with. We're actually doing a Christmas party here in Snowflake, Taylor area with another team. They're not even on our team, but we're just all getting all distributors together, and they're inviting their people. We're going to do like a potluck. We're going to bring kids, family, just make kind of a Christmas party, and eat before the video launch, and then we'll do the video launch. We'll talk about it. We'll just have a good time. So just something else to think about. And Christmas parties are always fun. Most of the time we do a Christmas party just because if you're doing meetings all the time and it's never fun, you got to keep this fun. Would you agree with that, Patti?
Yes.
So maybe I ought to ask you what you're doing for the or your team is doing to launch the hair care? Have you guys talked about that, or?
Well, my team is everywhere. That, I have most of my team out of in Minnesota, so I'm going up there. So we just will be doing different things there, and we've got so most of mine, because I'm from Minnesota, but I'm in Arizona, of course. So I'll be doing some stuff in different places. I'll be be at Eric's in Henderson, and then I'll be in Minnesota, and so my team is scattered. I'm developing a team in Arizona. So I'll just have party after party. Just have to keep having parties.
Now, that's awesome. One more thing, and then we'll be done with the recording part, and then we'll ask questions. But you grew up in traditional network marketing, and one thing that I keep hearing over and over is that the principles of network marketing never change. Now, there's different methods of gathering people, but the principles of network marketing never change. And so, there's the old saying, you can't teach a dog new tricks and all that kind of stuff. But, and I imagine maybe you're not into online social media stuff as much as some people. Maybe you are. I mean, but you've had to adapt, right? Like you explain that process a little bit, and that, I mean, if you can change, we can change, right?
Yeah. It's at our age, we changed a little more stiffly, but we can still do it. The biggest difference in my mind has been the internet and social media, and the quality of the kind of tools that the companies can provide for us. And we are able to touch way more people way more quickly than we ever could before. We were trying to do this in the days where if you were in your car and you had to call somebody, you had to find a payphone. It was just way more difficult. Now, in today's world, we've got the technology that we have available to us, but we still, our biggest tendency is to still try to be the tool, to be the source of information, and we got to fight that. I have to fight that all the time. We have information that we can give to people and transfer that information so easily, and when people see that that's how it's done, they can visualize it happening for them. If somebody asks a question, you point to a tool. If somebody's got a problem or an issue as far as their life is concerned, you point to a tool, a solution, a video or a Zoom call or a webinar or websites. You've got tools all over the place. That's the biggest change in my mind. It's still people connecting with people. It's still relationships, but it's so much smoother and so much more efficient now than it ever was before. So,
and do you think that's a big reason why the industry is growing so quickly?
Of course, yes, absolutely. Communication is always has been the issue since the beginning of time. I think there's a verse in the Bible that says that we're instructed to do well and communicate. Did you know that there's a verse that says that?
No, I didn't.
Communication's always been an issue.
Well, I'm just going to end this for the recording part, and then if you could stay on and answer a couple questions. So guys, those of you watching the recording, I just want to tell you thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I know that you're probably busy. I remember when I started this, I was working full-time as a school teacher. My wife was working full-time, and we usually listened to the recording while I was doing dishes or changing diapers or cleaning the house or doing something outside. We just want you to know that that we're real people. You know, this is real life. Real people can do this.
Yep.
You know? And so, thank you guys again. Again, remember the building depth is tomorrow night and this weekend for those going to St. George, South Carolina's, your launch parties, December 17th is the official hair care launch. And, January, there's LifeVantageAcademy.com. Make sure you get registered for that. And then South Carolina is going to be in February. So those are some of the main things coming up. Guys, it's exciting. And don't not work in December. If you have a job, you don't get the whole month off, right? So if you start your own business, you can't take the whole month off. We might talk about this a little bit more later, but guys, Christmas is one day, New Year's is one day. So work like your life depends on it. Work like you're building $1 million business for your future, because you have the potential to do that if you take this seriously and become a professional. So guys, thank you again for watching this. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Again, you're welcome to join our Believe page on Facebook. Just ask your upline about it. We'll add you as administrators. And John and Patti, for those watching, of course, I want to again say thank you very, very much for joining us on this. And if you guys are on the live call, stay on. We're going to do a question and answer thing here.